Hey guys, it's Jason with the Board Game Mechanics, and today we're going to take a look at a two-player game about dueling baddies, professional baddies, called The Suits Season 1, The Suits Season 2, or The Suits Season 3. The Suits is a two-player only game where players are taking on the role of a different type of professional baddie. So you have like a magician, a mechanic, a gambler, El Mariachi, so on and so forth. Just like, bad guys that you see in movies or whatnot. And what you're trying to do is you are trying to, one, be the last person alive. Two, you're trying to put out this line of cards to try to get your opponent to pick cards that you want them to pick. So it's a little bit of getting in your opponent's head and, trying to also get cards selected that you need selected. So that's a really terrible way to talk about it. Let's go down to the table so you can see how it actually plays out. All right, so here's a game of The Suits, all set up for two players. It's a two-player only game. So each time you set up, it's going to look something like this. You're going to give each player a deck. There's 3 seasons of characters. So I'm only playing with season 1, but each season will have 5 characters. So you're going to give each person a character of their choosing. You give them the 2 cards that represent their characters. It's going to show how many hearts they get, their special ability, their coffee and cash action if they have one. Then you're going to pull hearts out of the deck based on the hearts that they have on the card. That's going to be their lifeline. Each player can have one of these resolution cards. They're 2-sided, but just for this purpose I have them both up here so I know what's going on. And then you're going to draw a hand of 5 cards. The mechanic, though, his special ability is 6 cards, so he's going to have a hand of 6. Then what you're going to do is you're going to play. You're going to play according to these 4 actions right here. Each player is going to do these turns individually because some of the player effects may affect what another player is doing. So in this case, I'm going to go ahead and play the gambler. So here's what my cards look like. I have an attack card, which is a gambler. He's a card, which is cool. Ace of spades, some cash, a skull, some coffee, and a heart. So what I'm going to do on my turn is I'm going to put 3 cards down, and then my opponent is going to select one. And based on what they select is the action that's going to be getting taken. All right, so let's see. It'll go here. All right, so that's the cards that I played. Now, if I had coffee, I could drink it at some point, but I don't have any. So now what's going to happen is the opponent is going to select a card, and based on what they select is what's going to happen. So let's say they select this one. All right, so they selected the attack card. So whenever you do an attack card, that's on this little card right here, reveal other planned cards, hit your opponent, additionally hit your opponent for each skull card. So cash and a heart, so nothing. So the opponent, when they get hit, you turn your lifeline sideways. Now, when you take the second hit, the card will either go in your discard pile if you hit yourself, because sometimes if you reveal a skull, you can hit yourself. But if your opponent hits you, then it's out of the game. So if you hit yourself, it'll go in your discard pile. You can maybe get it back. If your opponent hits you, tough luck. Then what you're going to do is you're going to clean up. So you take these cards that you played, and you are going to put them in your discard pile. You pick a side. I'm going to make my discard pile over here. This will be my void pile, which means out of the game. And then you're going to draw back up to your hand limit. So in this case, I have 5 cards. So I'm going to draw back up to 5, and then I'll be ready to go on my next turn. And at the beginning of my drawing step, I could also use my ability. Look at the top card of your deck, then put that card at the bottom if I wanted to. So I could do that if I want, but I'm not going to. All right, so that's the mechanic's turn. They have similar cards. So they have skulls, coffee, but their attack card is a wrench because they're a mechanic, which is cool. So what they're going to do is they're going to try to hit me, and they're going to put some skulls down. So they're hoping, well, I'll just explain it when it happens. So that's what they played. All right, so now I get to pick a card. I'm going to pick this one. All right, so I picked this one, so they hit me. All right, whenever you reveal an attack card, then just like we did before, you reveal all other cards. And if they're skulls, then you'll get hit that many times. So I got hit 3 times. So 1, 2 out of the game because my opponent hit me, and a third time right there. And then these cards will go away. Go to the discard pile, draw back up to 6. All right, we'll play through one more round so you can see. So I still have these cards. I'm gonna play some cash so then I can talk about cash a little bit. So let's put that there, put coffee there, put cash there. Now my opponent's not gonna know what I played there, which is fine. So they're gonna pick this one. All right, so they revealed a cash. When you reveal a cash, resolve your character's money action. So my money action is at the end of my drawing step. I may put any number of cards from my hand to my discard pile and draw the same amount. So I'll reveal the rest. I don't reveal these, but they get discarded. And then this one. So at the end of your drawing step, you may put any number of cards from your hand to your discard pile. I want to keep those. That's a skull and fist. I don't really want to do that. So I'm just going to look at this one. Yeah, I'll keep that one. That's my ability. And then I'll draw back up to 5. And that's my turn. All right, then the mechanic's turn again. They're going to try to get some coffee out there. So they're going to put some coffee down. And they're going to put a heart. Let's see. So we can show you some stuff. So I'm going to randomly pick this one. Okay, so I picked a heart. When a heart is flipped, all it does is gets added to your lifeline. So I'll go ahead and turn this one back and then put this one at the bottom like this. So now they're going to have more hearts to take damage from. Then the other ones will get discarded. And they would draw back up to 6. So we're going to keep playing like this until somebody has no hearts. And the only thing I didn't show you is coffee. So if anytime someone flips a coffee, it's going to come down here next to your character. And then at some point, which the card will tell you, you can use your coffee ability and then it's out of the game. And you're going to do what it says. So that's just what coffee is. And skulls, I didn't show you that, but if a skull is revealed, it's going to hit. You're going to hit yourself. So if my opponent would reveal a skull, this would hit me, and this would go into my discard pile. But it still functions like a damage, except that my heart can come back. But any other skull that will be revealed, so say you reveal all your other cards, any other skulls that will be revealed, I would be able to look through my discard or draw pile and take any cards that I want for the number of skulls, which is pretty cool. So that's how you're going to keep playing. Like I said, until somebody's all out of hearts. And then whoever is the last one alive is the winner. You can play one time, you can play multiple times. The beauty of this game is it's simple and quick. So if you want to play more than once, get another character and have at it. So that's how you play the suits. Let's go up the top, see what they think about it. All right, well, that was the suits. In the overview, I only did season 1, but I talked about it that there was season 2, and well, this is 3, and season 2. The only difference is they're different characters with different abilities and stuff, but you can mix them all together. What I showed you in season 1, if you get 2 or 3 or all 3 of them, it'll all play the same. Just different characters doing different things. So no matter what season you have, the overview will be accurate to show you how to play. So this game is really fun. This is a 2-player game where you're basically trying to put out cards and you're trying to get your opponent to pick a card to determine which action you can take. So for example, if I want to try to hit him, I may want to put 3 different, couple skulls and an attack card down. But the trick here is if he picks the skull, then I hit myself. But if he picks the attack card, then I reveal the other cards and he hits himself 3 times, which is tricky. So it's just a game where you're putting cards down, not randomly, but you're trying to get, stack the deck in your favor so they pick what you want them to pick. And you're trying to just kill your opponent before they kill you. The thing I like about this game the most, though, is the art. So let's go ahead and show you the art here. So this is the Womanizer. I didn't show them in the run through. This is actually from season 2. So this back of the deck is really awesome. I like the art on these cards, like the cash cards. All this art is really nice. But the thing I like the best is the attack cards are all specific to the character. So when you look at this guy, the Womanizer, see he has a little rose on his lapel. So his attack card is a rose. The Gambler, his attack card is an ace of spades, because duh. And the Mechanic you saw in the overview, his attack card is a wrench, because he's a mechanic and he uses wrenches, so that's cool. Speaking of wrenches, I'm going to give this game a wrench, BGM accepted approval, and it's going to get 7 out of 10 on BGG. a 3.5 out of 5 on our arbitrary wrench scale. That means absolutely nothing, but we like to give games that, yada, yada, yada. And this is a fun game. This is a 2-player game that I enjoy. It's fast. You can use it for like a filler. You can use it to decide who's going to go first in like a bigger game. Or you can just play it as your main game of the night and just play it over and over and over and over and over until you get tired of it. So yeah, that's the Suits Season 1 or 2 or 3. And I'm Jason with the Board Game Mechanics. And as always, keep gaming and don't be a womanizer.